Peace, peace. Start touching this one. And in this video right here, man, we got your boy Sonetta saying we was here before Columbus. Alright? But I want to check the brother Silas right here, because the brother Silas, he be trying, you know what I'm saying, but he's mad, he's misinformed too. He's very misinformed because he made a comment stating that blacks here are a mixture between the Africans, the Europeans, and the Indians. And he say Indians, he don't say Aborigines. Now, I don't agree with that at all. I'm not saying all was not mixed in. There are certain areas where the mixtures did take place, but as a whole, nah, I don't agree with that, because you have to look at the populations to understand what was the population of the Americas when the so-called slaves came. Where did the slaves come exactly in the Americas? You know what I'm saying? And that's where you have to go from there before you start making statements like that. And if you're not researched in them areas, then you're gonna have problems. So let me just play this real quick, and I'm gonna go into another video. I'm gonna be doing something different today. So I'm just probably gonna be playing two videos, one from Sonetta, if he don't flag me or whatever, and one from the brother Aline Bay. Alright, I'm just gonna be playing. I'm using fair use if I have the option to use that, the fair use. I'm not gonna use a lot of his video. Alright, so boom. So look. So, alright, so let me go.
Is a child compared to us, Brother Silas. So I want to go to clip 3, and then we're gonna get on with Brother Jabari versus Brother Silas. Let's get it.
Were you here before the white man came here?
Yes.
No, you wasn't.
Yes, we was.
Was you here before the white man came here?
Me, no, but my people were. You, right. Our people out here, we've been here before Christopher Columbus.
Are we not the offspring of the Europe?
No, but my people were. You, right. Our people out here, we've been here before Christopher Columbus. Is a child compared to us, Brother Silas. So I want to go to clip 3, and then we're gonna get on with Brother Jabari versus Brother Silas. Let's get it.
Were you here before the white man came here?
Yes.
No, you wasn't.
Yes, we was.
Was you here before the white man came here?
Me, no, but my people were. You, right. Our people out here, we've been here before Christopher Columbus.
Are we not the offspring of the Europeans and the natives and the Africans that were here? Are we not?
You have some who have been raped. All black women have not been raped by the white man, brother. See, but listen, when you make that statement, you are trying to make it look like all black women crossed over and had sex with the white man. No, that's not true.
And when you say that all white women didn't get raped, you overlook all the black women that fucked with the white man willingly. So you see how you exclude that out. You had millions of natives and Africans willingly giving their pussy to the white man so they can be in a better place for themselves. So it's a deep, cold-blooded thing. We all come from the white, the African slaves they brought, and the native dark-skinned people that was here. We all the descendants of those people. You may not have no white in you, fine, but you still are from that.
Damn. What do y'all think? Do he make some sense here? All right, I see a brother 8 says he's right. He's right. Somebody saying he's right. I wouldn't say we're new people, brother. So for you to say he's right, and that means you have become the child.
Alright, man. Alright. He also said something in the beginning that I want to play, but we ain't going to denote the fact. I'm going to play the other clip again, but he said something in the beginning that I definitely didn't agree with Sonetta. I don't agree with a lot of stuff Sonetta say, but I ain't even going to need to play it because he made reference to the DNA test, and he was saying how Charlemagne was saying he took his DNA test, and Chadwick Boseman was like, no, you got to take the African DNA test. Now remember, if you look up Chadwick Boseman biopic, and he's a guy who played Jackie Robinson, James Brown, and the Black Panther. If you look up, it says that here he's descendants of the Sierra Leone. But we already know where the Sierra Leone people in Sierra Leone came from. You understand? We already did the video on it. So we don't know what people they test. So we already did the video on that. There's already people that's in America, that came from the Americas, whether you want to say the Conjoined Islands or even Canada, that was sent to Sierra Leone. And this is fact. And this is facts. So, for Sinetta, hold up. Let me see something. Let me see if I can find that clip real quick. Hold up there. I think it's right here. It should be right there. Let's hold on for 1 second, people.
You took the wrong test.
You
should have took the African
nationality. We gonna call it Israelite.
Got raped or had sex with Europeans, and that's not the fact. All African people didn't get raped and didn't have sex with the European. So how can all of us have European blood? You feel me? Now there's a majority of us, I'm not going to lie and say no, that have European blood, and we will never know unless we do our what? DNA test. And you take the African DNA test. You don't take the European DNA test. That way it'll definitely let you know what and I was watching Brother Chadwick on The Breakfast Club. And he was talking to Charlemagne about taking a DNA test. And when Charlemagne said he did the ancestors' DNA, Chadwick said, no, see, you took the wrong test. You should have took the Africans' DNA test. Because that ties you right into it. They not going to lie to you about where you're from. So, oh man, I ain't going to even say it. I'll let my sister tell you. Dr. Anika, Brother Jabari's wife. I will let Dr. Anika talk to you about her DNA test. And, she was definitely upset from what I heard from my brother. She was upset when it came back. But we will do an interview with her shortly, and I think that'll be powerful. So
now Chadwick Boz, what he talking about when he say the DNA test, he's talking about Rick Kittle's DNA test. That's the DNA test he's talking about. He's talking about the one Rick Kittle's, the African DNA test. Okay, now I already told you where his DNA ancestry came from. It says Sierra Leone. We already know that the Maroons was sent to Nova Scotia, then sent to Sierra Leone. We know people from here was sent to Sierra Leone. We know people in Canada, the indigenous black people in Canada, which we got pictures of them meeting black people in there with furs on. They probably was sent to Sierra Leone too, because we know that there's a population of people in Sierra Leone who's suing the Canadian government for sending them to another country. So they suing them. So we know that it wasn't all just the Maroons or the people from Jamaica, but like I said, the book of Negro'S has a lot to do. You read that book, you'll get an understanding. But back to what he said right here. I'm just going to play this one more time, and then we're going to move forward, all right? All right, so it was right around here.
And the Africans that were here, are we not?
You have some who have been raped. All black women have not been raped by the white man, brother. See, but listen, when you make that statement, you are trying to make it look like all black women crossed over and had sex with the white man. No, that's not true.
And when you say that,
hold up, it's right here. I'm sorry.
No, but my people were. Our people out here, we've been here before Christopher Columbus.
Look, he said it right there.
Are we not?
So if he say been here before Christopher Columbus, Sinetta, then how are the people in North America Africans? You understand what I'm saying? You have to prove that the people from Africa populated this continent. Now, they got you already thinking. See, the mind control is that the only people that was on this planet came from Africa. See, once you understand and you break that mind control and you realize that once you realize that it was black people everywhere, and I'm starting to think that some of the people in Africa, like we just said, the people from, at least we can prove the people from Liberia and the people from Sierra Leone came from here. We can prove that. Undoubtedly we can prove that. So how many other people was probably shipped to Africa? How many other people were shipped to Africa? So we don't even know, because if it was black people everywhere, and like they said, was pyramids everywhere. So they said everywhere pyramid was at is where we was at. So if there was a pyramid in Romania, meaning it was black people in Romania. So we really can't even really tell where the true origins of any civilization started from. Civilizations could have been started from on all continents. It probably, see, we under the notion that life started from one organism or whatever, or one person mutated and they multiplied, and this is how civilization was started. I don't believe that, because that shit right there wouldn't make no sense neither. Because when two people populate the whole planet, that shit doesn't make no sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. You understand what I'm saying? So that's something that has to be looked into. But I believe it was people. It was melanated people everywhere. That's the reason why you find melanated people everywhere. That's the reason why the people in Australia, not saying that they Africans, or the people from Tanzania Islands and all of like South Pacific and none of these people are saying that they Africans. None of them. The only people saying that are us over here. But yet you got people like him saying we was here before. So if you was here before Columbus, because Columbus was the first, or one of the first Europeans to come here, okay? So if we was here before Columbus got here, that means that we was already here. So why would we be Africans? All right, so you check the video out, check the nigga Silas out. But what Silas say is incorrect, because he's not giving us a definition, a definitive of what the Indians look like. See, when you do this type of research, first you got to show me. All right. So what did the Indians look like? Okay, all right, so you're saying this is what the Indians look like. All right, so you're saying that the black Indians that was here, that looked just like Africans, mixed with Africans, and then some of them mixed with Europeans. Okay, that is true to some extent. That is true to a certain extent. I will agree on him with that. But what he's not understanding is that he's under the impression that the original Indians looked more like Mongoloids. You know, at least that's what I'm gaining from what he's saying. But we already know, you know what I'm saying? We already know we could use this. This is a very credible source. And always shout out to my brother NY Supreme for shooting me this or whatever. But this was a very informative article that just get down, basically right down to the point. DNA from 12,000-year-old skeleton helps answer the question to who were the first Americans, okay? They know who the Aborigines are. So, we already read this is Naya. She was found in Susan Bird, such and such, at the bottom, La Jolla, Negro, you know, underwater cave in Mexico, Yucatan Peninsula, all right? So she's showing brushing off the skull, all right? But what I like to use from this is just something that a lot of people overlook. You know, so let me find it real quick. All right, so they already telling you that this skeleton is not that of a regular Native American. All right, so here we go right here. It's just this is all I need right here, just in this little part right here. Even though some people don't truly comprehend things well, they think the better you can pronounce a word, that got something to do with your understanding level. Or, you know what I'm saying, you got people who don't understand nothing, who pronounce all these words and they only think the way that they are trained to think. The Tanchanist won't think for himself. You understand what I'm saying? I think for myself. So, you know, and like I said, education is something that's very important. But if you're not educated, this is not a contest to say, oh, well, you speak English better than me, or you're better English speaking than me. Okay, come on, man, knock it off. All of us has been forced to learn English, and the more you do that, the more fucking coon you are. The more you use, I speak the Queen's and King English the best. Oh, I learned their system faster than you. Oh, I can read their system flawlessly. You know what I'm saying? And this shows you how much of a coon you are, because if you can't take the information and learn it, and these same people who saying, I know this and I know that. If you know this and you know that, why are you not making no videos and trying to prove none of this stuff? Why? Why you not making it? Why you come here with the bullshit? But nonetheless, though, let's keep it fucking moving, all right? So, excuse my language, all right? But it says, We already know how this go. But there lies a puzzle. Modern Native Americans closely resemble the people of China, Korea, and Japan. But the oldest American skeletons do not, says archaeologist and paleontologist James Chatter, lead author and study of the owner of Appel Paleoscience, research and consulting service based in Bethel, Washington. Okay, now he goes further in this one. Okay, it says now he's the archaeologist, he's the paleontologist. I'm just the person who's reading this, okay, and gathering some form of understanding from it. The small numbers of early American specimens discovered so far has smaller and shorter faces, and longer and narrower skulls than later Native Americans, more closely resembling the modern people of Africa, Australia, and South Pacific Islander. It says this has led to speculations that perhaps the first Americans and Native Americans came from different homelands. Chatter continues, or migrated from Asia from different stages in their evolution. Now, what he's saying has some truth to it, because I believe all life started in Asia. Lose me with the Africa shit. I believe all, but understand, the people that we assemble, that we say are Africans, them are the original people, but I don't believe they originated in Africa. What he's saying right here has some truth to it. This is the reason why some people call you Asiatics or whatever, because a lot of, like, even they this is the American, this is the Asiatic American Aborigine. I've heard Europeans say that. The brother Marvin Coleman got a video up where he a guy, he unfold an old statue of a American Indian. He called him an Asiatic American Aborigine. You understand? Find the video. It's on Marvin Coleman page, and it's an old Western video or whatever. And the guy bring the statue, and they marveling over it or whatever. And he telling you, he said it's an Asiatic. But nonetheless, whether you believe that or not, or whether he's correct with what he's saying, but let's just be correct on this, all right? And this is for all the people, so at least you get an understanding. Even without any imagery or any pictures, you should be able to comprehend what just happened, okay? But there lies a puzzle. Modern Native Americans closely resemble people of China, Korea, and Japan, but the oldest American skeletons do not, says archaeologist and paleontologist James Chatter, okay? Now, I'm not an archaeologist. I haven't spent my life or every day of my life doing this, so I believe him to a certain extent, but I don't believe that he's going to lie about this, because why is he not perpetuating the normal story? Why is he going outside of the construct of what we normally was told, okay? The small numbers of early American specimens discovered so far have smaller and shorter faces and larger and narrower skulls than later Native Americans, more closely resembling the modern people of Africa, Australia, and South Pacific. This has led to speculations that perhaps the first Americans and Native Americans came from. Now look, if you can read, or not even read, if you have good identification or good if you can analyze and your observation skills is good when you're reading, then that's all you need. It says that perhaps the first Americans, okay, and Native Americans. Why would they separate these people? Why are they calling them natives? Why are they not calling them the second Americans or to come here, or calling them some? Why are they calling them natives? Okay, this is something that only a person who studied this understands. The first Americans and Native Americans, they're separating the first. What do first means? What do first inhabitants mean? Aborigine, okay? Aborigine. And just another thing, right? One of the brothers last night, I believe, when I was on the chat on Lex Vortex, said, the Aborigines was the people of Africa or whatever. No. The Aborigines, you have to go back to when that word was first created, which we already done looked at it. Okay, I'm sorry, I was looking over my what's the name? to where it was already looked at. All right, so let me see something real quick. Let me see if I can find this real quick. All right, so look. To go along with Naya, we got more. We already went over this video plenty of times, but I'm gonna show you some other stuff. All right. All right. Whenever it loads up. But just another thing, you know, we already know emblem of. See, they got look. They got the emblem of Africa. That's Africa. Okay, this was in 1798. Okay, Africa was just created. Okay, but we can go to the emblem of America and let's see what the emblem of America looked like. Oh, there we go. There we have it. Look, the emblem of America. We know he's not the indigenous one. We know the indigenous ones are these people right here. Okay, now whether or not this picture has some. Either them people was really that small, or they might be children. You understand? They might be children, because I don't believe that they'll be teaching no grown. Should be pointing at them to no grown-ups. So I believe that these are children right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I believe they're children, because I have read places that was a myth about the pygmies that was here. But then I've read places of people who said that. But I'm assuming because the archaeologists are saying that there was children. So I'm not gonna, like I said, I don't shift all the way to what the experts say. I stay kind of in my own zone according to the information that I have researched and that I've researched. So you know, I'm just gonna keep it there, all right? But I think these are children, because look at this one right here. Look, see this? See this? Another Indian. You know, it's Aborigine, okay? Another Aborigine. They get told you, they get separated the difference, all right? What is this? And we need to see what this red feather mean. You understand? That'll be something excellent to do some research, all right? You see where they at. I believe that this somewhere in the Niagara Falls. You understand? It's by a waterfall. You see more indigenous people down here. And look at the Indian, okay? Look at the Indian, okay? So for people to say, well, okay, the Africans looked at different than the Aborigines that was here, is they don't do no research. They don't do no research, nor do they know anything about what's really going on. And this is, look, this is Indian red. Look, this is the complexion of most black people. Most black people are not black. They this color right here. You understand what I'm saying? Most black people not black. They this color right here. All right? So let me see something. You can find these images, these more Aborigines. You know, it's just so easy. Let's say pen color art. All four continents. Hold on, let me see this real quick. Let's check this out real quick. I've seen this picture before, but it got something else going on. Let me see this real quick. Alright. See this. See these people right here? These are just mixtures, man. A lot of these people that see, they show you so many of these images to where you lose control of. I mean, your mind. You can't comprehend what the indigenous people here look like. You understand what I'm saying? But we got all the images. We don't need to see. I already know what the indigenous people looked at like here. In some areas, maybe some of them looked at different, but for the most part, they're showing you this. America, they showing you this. This is look like us, okay? So don't look like nobody else. This don't look like no Mongoloids. Just look like us, okay? And it's another one. Say America. Oh, they got my brother Michael Hampton right there. Shout out to the brother Michael Hampton. But we got, you know, all these images been floating around for some time now. But we've seen it. Look, bam. Now hold up. Let me go back right here. Here we go right here. All right. So look. Paraguay. Look at the people of Paraguay. Look. And they telling me now these people could easily be confused for Africans, okay? Same shit. Feather, I mean, little afro. Look, there you go right there. So, I mean, little simple stuff like this, man. It is not hard to find any of this stuff, man. It's not. Terra Nova, which is the east coast of America. Look. Look, these is Negro'S. They got dreadlocks. You understand? Look. She's giving birth. These is Negro'S. He's that same color, Indian red. Look at this shit right here. Dude, damn. Okay. That's what's up. That's my peoples. Well, we got all types of images in here, man. There you go right there. I mean, this one right here shows you even more what the indigenous people look like who was here. Right here. Right here. And look, you look for yourself. You ain't gotta be the smartest apple of the bunch to understand that these people right. Look at this brother right here from the back. This brother right here from the back. Do this look like a normal Indian? No, that look like a fucking Negro to me. You understand? Along with what the Smithsonian Institute have already just told you, first Americans, it says closely resemble people of African, Australian, South Pacific. Okay, but if you take that word Africa out and just say, all right, well, they trying to give you a destination of a description of what the people look like, but don't take that of saying, oh well, the people originated from there. No, or Australia or South Pacific Islands. Why is it not saying? Why is it not? What the fuck is that noise? Why is it not saying the people from Australia and the people from South Pacific are Africans too? So, I mean, you know, that's just more speculation, man, or more stuff that people have to look up. But, yeah, I mean, it's all types of information on this, man. You got Negro skulls that was found in the West Indies, man. It say male Negro from the Barbados, West Indies. Now, when you read it, when you go further down, you have to really read it. It tells you all in this article right here that these people was pre-Columbian. Okay, we already done went over this. We don't need to read it. I mean, for those of you who want to read it, I might put the link in the description. I might not. Do your research and be smart enough to see what site I just went to, and you could click on that same site if you really want to know. All right. So let me see. I read this shit before so many times, so I don't need to even go over this. All right, I got another video I wanted to play real quick before I get up out of here. All right, so this is brother Aline Bay. Shout out to this brother. Learned a lot from this brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing, right? A lot of people, you can't watch all videos because too many people got personality issues with certain people. You understand what I'm saying? And like a lot of people misinformed about a lot of information, man, that's out there, man. And I'm sorry that, you know, a lot of us are misinformed. But yeah, man, shout out to the brother right here, man. But listen to what he's saying. And most of the stuff he got, like when he telling you the footprints and all that shit came from Forbidden Archaeologists, from Michael Cremore or whatever. So I'm gonna just play this video right here.
All right, and here's some other examples.
All right, and here's some other examples. You have the antelope.
There you go, right here.
All right, and here's some other examples.
All right, and here's some
you have
other
the Antelope
examples.
Spring, Utah.
You have the Antelope Spring, Utah.
Prints. These are prints, actually prints,
These
footprints
are prints, actually
of a
prints,
man wearing
footprints
shoes.
Of a man wearing shoes.
Once again, of a man wearing shoes, in which the left foot had trodden down on a troglodyte, a creature of 440 million years ago. In St. Louis, Missouri, footprints have been found in Pre-Mamian rock, dating back to 200 million years old. In Borough, Kentucky, footprints in Pennsylvania rock dating back 200 million years old.
200 million years old.
Right? In Persian County, Nevada, a shoe print showing evidence of a well-cut and double-stitched leather sole in the Triassic limestone dating back to 100.
Let me just put out there too, right? That a lot of people remember the out of Africa theory is only 200,000 years old. I'm not sitting here telling you that all these dates is correct, but these are dates that he got from people who claim that these people was walking around or existed at that time. These are not like no made up. The person, Michael Cremore, I believe he is an archaeologist, and he does or paleontologist perhaps. And he done a lot of this research. So he's just basically saying what he read or what the source that he got from. So understand that. So I'm not sitting here telling you that 200,000 years and 200 million years and all that. I can't prove that, okay? But nonetheless, though, let's say if it's a million years. Let's take the 200 off. Let's just say it's a million years. If they found footprints in Pennsylvania a million years ago, that tells you that people was here before the out of Africa theory. Okay? Now look, he says 440 million years. Can't prove that. You understand? It says in Nevada, a shoe print showing evidence of a well-cut double-stitched leather shoe. It says Triassic limestone, 160 to 190 million years. Okay, now I'm not saying that that's correct. Let's say, all right, let's say it's let's take the 190 to 195 million, and we could say it's a million. Let's say it's 300,000 years old. Okay, let's say it's 300,000 years old. We could throw out all the numbers and speculate that it's 300,000 years old, but it's still older than the out of Africa theory. Okay?
In 60 to 195 million years ago.
195 million years ago.
And in Glenwood, Texas. In Glenwood, Texas, footprints on Cretaceous rock dating back over 70 million years old. So science, instead of trying to deal with this, because by them finding this information, they would have to admit that we've been on this planet much further back than their so-called 300,000-year-old fossils that they keep talking about. In particular, what they call the Grimaldi man. And that there was already human beings. Not Homo. All right, not Homo habilis. Or Homo erectus. But human beings. Homo sapien. Sapien. All right. They will have to admit this. So instead of admitting the facts, they hid them. But luckily, we have books. Like Brother L said, The Hidden History of the Human Race by Michael Cremore, Richard L. Thompson, and many others, in which that reveals this information. You know, this goes back to what I was talking about, that they keep talking about Dagnash, which is a fossil of a monkey species that they found, and they say that is Afropithecus, some type of evolution towards human being, right? But yet, we got a 28 million year old human skeleton in the British Museum in the basement from the Caribbean islands of Guadeloupe. 28 million year old human skeleton. So, that's 10 times older than the one they keep putting in your face, talking about Dagnash.
And understand this, right? He not giving you no description or no authenticity of what they saying this human being was. You know what I'm saying? So right now he just showing you that these people was already here. It was all 28 million year old skeleton, okay, in the British Museum basement, okay. Now, if that's true, then the whole out of Africa theory is fake, and the whole evolution theory is fake, okay, and the whole
which
evolution.
is 2.8 million to 3.2 million years old. This one here is 28 million years old, and it's a human skeleton. But they tell you that humans weren't around at this time. Then how the hell we get this skeleton? And why are you hiding it in? Right, the shoe prints come from. And why are you hiding it in the British Museum in the basement? See, these are all. This is the reason why they set up libraries, why they set up museums, why they set up institutions. Just like the one that Brother L just said the name was, it was Advance. No, it's not. These things are set up to hide the information. To hide the information. In 1887, in Florentino, Amigino, discovered apparently man-made heaps with primitive flintstones or tools, carved bones, and a moderate-looking human spinal bone in a Pilocene strata, which dated back to 3 to 5 million years old. And where was it at? It was in Monte Hermosa, Argentina. Right here in South America, in the Western Hemisphere. He also made similar finds in the Middlecene strata in Argentina, which dated back to 5 to 25 million years old. Why aren't they talking about this? Because they are hiding information. Between 1894 to 1921, mineralogists and archaeologists William Levin discovered ancient cities in Mexico that dated to the beginning of the Pleistocene era, which was 2.5 million years ago. Some cities was built further into the Tertiary age or era, beneath volcanic ashes, and never found over 2,600 stone tablets, as well as moderate human skulls that show Negroid genetic markers. Nevin's Guerrero collection are now in the American Museum of Natural History and the Peabody Museum of Harvard University. Why? Because you're going to find that, once again, if you don't believe that they hide information, go and do your research about the Geological Survey excavated by a team led by Virginia Stein McIntyre in 1969. And human habitation was found coexistent in Mexico for at least 250. So here we are talking about Africans coming to America 50,000 years ago. But she found that we was already here in Mexico. The Olmecs was already here 250,000 to 350,000 years based on human artifacts and stone tools tested at the Paleoloco site near the city of Pablo. Shortly after the date of the site was made public, the head of the Mexican Archaeological Department of the Mexican government became very upset at the ancient dates and ordered the Mexican army to close the site and confiscate all artifacts. So when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said that there is a global conspiracy to keep the black man down, he wasn't bullshit. Stein McIntyre was told to change the date. Check this out now. Was told to change the dates. So instead of 250,000 to 350,000 years ago of Negroid people being in the Americas and specifically in Mexico, they told her to take a zero off. So that means that instead of the zero being on it, what would that have been? That would have been what?
that would have been what?
That would have been 25,000 years to 35,000 years.
To 35,000.
Instead of 250,000 to 350,000.
Instead of 250,000 to 350,000.
So see, that would have fit in between the times is being over here around 50,000 years ago. But guess what? She stood her ground and jeopardized her career for saying, no, I will not take the zero off. What we found was 250,000 to 350,000 years old. And it was human artifacts, and they had Negro'S genetic markers. Right. In the book Souza Economics, the history of Pan-African trade, commerce, money, and wealth, these blacks found in the Americas. All right? If he would have read that book, he would have been closer to the truth, Brother L, because in that book, by First Books Library, it states that the mound builders, they were dark-skinned, woolly-headed blacks who were indigenous, native to North America, and kin to the Olmecs of South America, and the Olmecs and Washita, Black Californians, Yamasee, the Californami, and the other pre-Columbian blacks of the Americas were part of a prehistoric trade network that began in Africa and spread worldwide over 100,000 years ago, and at various points afterwards. So we was traveling back and forth amongst each other over 100,000 years ago.
All right, people. All right.
Right, so this thing about in his book that they just changed 50,000 years ago was again another fallacy. See, this is why you have.
All right, I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. All right. So, the brother said that the word Aborigine was originally applied to the Australian people, right, or the people of Africa, right. So let me see something real quick. I'll go here real quick. Boom. Alright, so see, Aboriginal and Aborigine is two different. Aborigine is a noun. Aboriginal is a I believe it's a verb or adjective. Let me see. So alright, so it's a 1854. It's a mistakenly singular of Aborigines. 1540s. Aboriginals is considered the correct singular in English. It's a from Latin, okay, Aborigines. Now, Latin, why would it be Latin? Because where was the doctrine of discovery from? Okay, let me see something. Is this what I want to see? Alright, hold up. Nah, you know what? Let me go back, y'all. Let me try to find. I'm gonna find the original doctrine of discovery, man. It's hard to find it. Let me see. If they got the picture of it up here. They took all. Yo, man. See, they didn't change everything, bro. Like, yo, you could eat. I used to find this shit so easy. Now I can't even find it. It used to be a picture of it with arrows that show you. Let me see. Oh, let me see. Let me do it this way. Alright. Now, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Hold up. Now, I'm going to see if I can use this other one right here. This one I just seen right here. Let me see this one. Ah, shit, I can't read that. Let me see. Ah, man. Let's find something. I'm still with you guys. I'm just trying to find it. but this ain't it neither, man. Fuck it. I can't find it. I'll put it up again, man. That's very unprofessional to have it. I should have had it already up. Sorry about that, people. I just wasted all this time. I'm gonna edit that shit out the video anyway. Alright, so the first ancestors of the Roman, probably a tribal name, or from, they say, or from, or made to conform to a Latin phrase. Ab, it say original, which literally means from the beginning. It say this is the ab off of away from AB. Now let's see something. A lot of people always say, oh, the ab is the no. Alright, so it say word, form, and element, meaning away from off, or down, denoting disjunction, separation, disparity. Disparture. Alright, so I understand why people use that, but you have to take in consideration what are they using this term to. They're using it to denote the original people of the Americas. Alright, so I guess when they said the Aborigine, I guess when they put the ab, it was already a negative denotation. Or not a negative denotation. I guess he was saying that the original people, but like I said, ab is away, so we don't know what to say the mind of the person who used this, which I believe it was probably the Pope, because when in the other doctrine of discovery, it tells you, it says the Aborigine people. I cannot find it. I just cannot find it. I've been looking for. I cannot find it, so I can't even show you from that though. But it wasn't even applied. So it wasn't even applied, but down here, when you see this part right here, it say from ab, it say ablative, it say origo, it say a rise of commencement, beginning, source, descent, lineager, birth, from stem, it say be born, be descended, receive life, see origins, extended 1789. So all right, now it's saying that it was extended 1789 to natives of other countries with European has colonized. Okay, so now check this out, right? Now, for a person to say that this was originally applied to Africans, they don't know what the fuck they talk about. Listen to what it says. It said extended 1789 to natives of other countries with Europeans has colonized. Australia slang surely eyes. So boom. So this obviously was applied to the Aborigines of Australia after it was applied to the Aborigines of this country. Okay, because look up when did they go into Australia? They was already here before they even went to Australia. Okay, so when did they go into Australia? That's when you have to see. Most of that stuff was done like in the late 1800s or whatever. So, or around this time is when they started the process. So this is like almost 200 years since they was here, because they came in 1589. So that's 200 years later. So the Aborigines was first applied to the people of what we call Nova Terra, Terra Nova, meaning the New World, meaning North America. Okay, so that's what the word was originally applied for. The doctrine of discovery was for the people to come here. That's why Columbus came here. Columbus wasn't going. If Columbus spent all his time here, how much time could he really spend in Africa doing anything? So that go to show you, they already had access to Africa, and they already know gold was in Africa. Why didn't they just go to Africa first? Why did they come here? You understand? And then you already know he didn't bring no African people. So this just to clear up what my man was saying about, oh, you have blacks that mix. Yeah, in some cases, yeah, but the original people here was the same. They looked at the same or had the same complexion or some of the same characteristics of what we think Africans look like. That's what people have to get in their head, that the people here in Americas had the same characteristics of some of the people in Africa. Now, I'm not saying we look completely the same, but if you had to compare us, you would say, all right, well, he looked similar to him, or he give a description of what the person looked like. So with that being said, man, it's your boy Attentionless One. I hope I ain't go too far off track with this video, but I was just trying to prove it. Also, that'll prove what Dr. James, what's his name, was saying yesterday about about we've been here almost 200 years. Then he further said that, oh, I didn't tell nobody because he wanted to get along with the people among the Pan-African community. He knew that we was already here, but you still say, oh, well, somebody been here 200 years. So if you know it been black people here for fucking 200 years, why are you still talking about we Africans? Why you still talking about we Africans? So he already showed you in that little snippet that he wasn't concerned with telling us where we originally from. He told us where he wanted us to be from, or where the feel good moment. Oh yeah, you from Africa. So with that